Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kaigan. Up here today, I thought I would just do a bit of an update, if you will, on basically what's going on. I won't go into too many details on the personal life front because there is a lot going on with the personal life at the moment, and it is getting quite tough. It's made things quite hard, unfortunately. Um, so the rate of me doing videos is probably going down. Um, it's it's something that might have a good benefit at the end of it, but at the moment it's not great. But I think in the long run it might come. There might be a positive outcome from this, and that's how I want to look at what's happening. Is that I want to look and hope that what happens and what comes of this is something good, and obviously I'll keep you posted along the way if there's any major changes and things like that. But yeah, so I just want to start by saying that I've moved some things around. We basically moved my Sky Glass TV downstairs, and we put the other TV up here. Which is fine, and the main reason for that is just because at the moment we're trying to make a few changes and get some stuff sorted out, and things like that. I need to get my glasses tightened next time I'm in town on Wednesday. So yeah, we are sort of moved that around. I'm a little bit annoyed because I kind of wish I hadn't sold my Fire Stick because I'm limited now. Well, I've already said this about the Sky Glass. Like I said, if it had Crunchyroll and WWE Network, I'd be happy with that. I'm not massively that concerned about like the Impact Network and some of the other stuff on there. But yeah, I have actually seen that they have done a new version of the Fire Stick, the Fire Stick Max. So that's probably what I'm going to get at some point in the future. So when I get it, I'll probably do a review on it, let you know the difference between that and the previous one. From what I've seen and what I've read, the major difference is obviously better connections. So it's more reliable, which is obviously the better connection you have, the more reliable the video quality and stuff is. So, like I said, I sort of try and wonder, is it worth, just that for the wrestling stuff? But WrestleMania was on over the weekend. I haven't watched it myself, but I know the results and everything. A little bit surprised at some of the results, especially the Cody Roman Reigns match. I mean, I'm a bit surprised it went that way from what I've heard, but I heard it was a good weekend. I heard it was the matches were pretty good. There were some filler matches that probably could have been avoided, but from what I've heard, it's interesting. And now I know that WWE is now being merged with UFC, in Endeavor, which is the company that I think own UFC, have now brought WWE. A lot of people are looking at this like in a horrible way. I personally just think that what will happen in the long run is that, WWE will it probably won't affect us much here in the UK. But I think what will happen is they'll probably sort of do some sort of crossover event, I mean, even when you used to watch the Attitude Era, Ken Shamrock, there was a lot of these like UFC things with Ken Shamrock where they had the matches in the cages and stuff like that. So we might see things like that further down the line, and stuff like that. Maybe they'll sort of go to a more violent, and maybe we'll see the return of like the PG era might be coming to an end. I don't know. It's an interesting one, but when I think to myself, well, UFC and WWE have sort of had a sort of good relationship anyway. When you think about like Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar, a lot of these UFC fighters that become WWE wrestlers and vice versa. Do you know what I mean? So I think in a way maybe that could, if you're a fan of UFC, then you'll go, oh yeah, I'm going to see some WWE people go to UFC and vice versa. I think maybe that would mean like you got to think that could potentially mean that, UFC could start, using things like WWE Network to broadcast, the UFC events and things like that. So again, it's an interesting one. It is kind of an interesting one how it's played out, but I don't think we're going to see any major changes within the next year or so. I think maybe 2-3 years down the line, and yeah, we might see some changes being made, but that's an interesting one. It's a bit of news for you. Um, but as for what I've been watching, what I've been playing, I've mainly been watching Top Gear. I'm on season 8 or season 9 now, out of 33, so I've still got a long way to go. The only thing is obviously with Top Gear, because the episodes are an hour long, give or take. So normally I can only get maybe 2 or 3 episodes watched a night, maybe 4. Whereas if I'm watching like The Simpsons or something, which is a 20-minute episode, 3 episodes is 1 episode of Top Gear, for example. So, but what I've been playing recently is Gran Turismo 6, which actually even surprises myself, because I already said this when I did my racing breakdown video that I'm not into simulators, but I was playing the Crew 2 a lot, and I was like, I'm still in the mood to play a racing game, and I thought, what, we're sort of try something, we'll try it out and we'll see how we go with it. And actually I am loving it. I'm loving Gran Turismo 6. Because like I said, all I've got now is my modded PlayStation 3. Really, I still have my modded Xbox and my modded Wii, but in terms of things that I can just set up and play, and I love the modded PlayStation 3. I'll say this and I'll say it again. I think it's great, and I'm glad that's one of the games that isn't one that I've had issues with. I've noticed a few minor visual glitches here and there, but nothing that's made the game unplayable. When I say minor, maybe like the car, the lighting on the car comes across a little bit weird, and the colours on the car are meant to be black, but I see little patches of red here and there. Nothing that really throws me off my game. But I'm really enjoying Gran Turismo 6, and essentially, it's an RPG racing game. Not RPG to the sense of where you go around, doing stuff. It's more like, it's a realistic game, obviously, as you know, Gran Turismo. It's not a sort of game you can just hold down the drive button and go around the corners at top speeds. It's a massive departure from the Crew 2 style. And it's the sort of game that, when you first go into it, you're going to need to go in it with a mindset of, okay, I can't drive 200-mile-an-hour cars just like that. I need to practice. I need to think. And that's why Gran Turismo plays like it does. It starts you in the crappy, 98 brake horsepower Honda Fits and, and things like that, and crappy, sedans and hatchbacks and things, and then you work your way up to racing cars and supercars and stuff like that. But I'm on in terms of what license I'm at now, I'm on International B. So it goes B, it goes National B, National A, International B, International A, and then Super. They're the 5 main cups you can do, and there is a lot to the game. It has over 1,200 cars, which is more than Gran Turismo 7. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but Gran Turismo 7, the cars are more realistic and they look better. And now, again, sometimes I am quantity over quality, you know what I mean? Yeah, because that's what I've always known Gran Turismo for, is just having loads of cars, you know what I mean? And to be going, oh, you're going to have 1,200 cars and then go down to like a third of that. It's like, come on, don't do that to me. Maybe, yeah, I know a lot of people are like, well, you've got like so many minute differences. You've got a Subaru Impreza 98, the Subaru Impreza 2000, the 2001 model. Yeah, I kind of get where people are coming from with that. But if you're a fan of games that have loads of cars in it, it would be like, Call of Duty having, let's say, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 had like 70 weapons, for example, and then they brought out a new one and it only had 30 weapons. You're like, Okay, why have you got rid of some weapons? I know DLC updates, things like that, and again, this brings me to my point of I hate modern gaming. I hate modern gaming. The way that it's done is so annoying. You know, but I will say Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4 has been announced. And I'll get to that in a minute. But you know, like I said, that's the thing. Like with Gran Turismo, you know, I feel like it's got so much stuff in there. But like when they were to do a new one, it's like we're gonna give you a little taste of what's to come. But then, if you want the extra stuff, you're gonna have to pay another 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, £100, whatever it is these days. And it is ridiculous, and I this is why I'm not that bothered about getting the most newest games. In fact, there's no new game that I actually want to go out and buy. I do want a PS5 because there are a few games that I've seen that kind of do intrigue me. The first one is obviously Jedi, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Survivor, I think it's called, or Survivor. Because I did enjoy the last one, Fallen Order. I really enjoyed that game. It was kind of like a mix between Star Wars meets Uncharted in a way. If you played the game, you know what I mean. With some Dark Souls in there. Loved that game, had a great story to it. Really enjoyed that one. And Dead Island 2. Just because how long have we waited for Dead Island 2? But it's coming out literally like 3 days before my birthday. I'm like, come on. So I'm excited for that one. I know Dying Light was kind of like the filler between Dead Island, Riptide, and Dead Island 2. I enjoyed the first Dying Light, but I only enjoyed it when I played it with a friend. When I played through it on my own, I got really vexed at it. When I played through it with a friend, I loved it. Whereas Dead Island, I love Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, both single player and online co-op. So, yeah. But I digress, you know. So, I'm really enjoying Gran Turismo 6. Like I said, the only caveat I have with the game is it is very grindy. When I say very grindy, because it's the sort of game that you go in. Obviously, there's certain cups, like, you know, if there's a certain cup that you can only use, like American muscle cars from 1979 and before, for example. If you haven't got one of them, you need to basically buy one and save up your money to buy one. And you go, well, do I get a cheaper one so I have more money? But then I have to use that money to tune the car up to get a more powerful car in the car that I've just brought in order to win the races. And you sort of have to micromanage sort of things. You go, do I use my money to improve the car that I'm using, or do I save my money up and get a car that I know that I'm going to be able to just go straight in and win races with? Again, providing you're a decent racer. I'd say I'm about at the intermediate level now. You know, novice would be, you know, never played it before. Rookie would be you've played it, you sort of get a grasp of it. Intermediate means you can win races, you know how the game works. And then obviously you've got your pro levels, you know, people that master the game and know every single race track. I'm sort of in the intermediate level, not so good that I could basically go online and win every race that I would do, but decent enough that I'm getting gold and trophies and silver trophies and occasionally the bronze trophy. But I'm really enjoying it. It's a different type of game. And what I like about it is, much like The Crew 2, it's not one of these racing games that punish you if you don't win. Either way, if you don't win, you're going to get a little bit of money, so you know, and you can try it again and try it again and try it again. You know, whereas some racing games like Need for Speed and some of these older ones, if you don't win the race, you can't progress. And I think that is kind of stupid, you know. That's all right if you're playing something like Call of Duty or a fighting game. If you lose, you have to do it again, right? If you die, you got to do the mission again. And in racing games, I think it should never be you have to always win. You know, if you don't win, at least give me something that I can use to maybe improve my skill in the car, you know. If you're using a game that does have RPG elements anyway, you know, if it's a standard game, every card the same kind of thing, and yeah, I understand, but I digress, you know. The only thing is use X to go. Because my brother, I was playing it when I was at my dad's, and I had to do one of the challenges where you got to go around the corner and get a certain time. I did it first try, got a silver. Thought I did pretty well. My brother's like, oh, I bet you I can get a gold first try. And he just went straight off the track. I was like, yeah, I don't think so. It is a game that takes a bit of patience and learning to it. But the more you play it, the better you get, much like anything. And again, I think a lot of people are turned off by Gran Turismo's slow progression system. You know, you are going to lose races. You are going to have to do races over and over again. And you are going to have to save your money up to get those cars if you want it. It is a lot of trial and error, you know, not knowing which car to use. But again, it's very in-depth as well. You know, if you know a lot about cars, you can probably get the most out of the car by fine-tuning it. But I'm not that level yet, you know, so... But I digress. Anyway, moving on to the other bit of news. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4 has been announced by Bandai Namco. I could not believe this when I seen this. I was like, oh my fucking god, no way, it's actually happening. Like, it's you know that meme, oh, it's happening, guys, The Office, yeah? That's how I felt. I love Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3. All three of them, I loved them growing up. Still to this day, I think Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi is one of the best fighting games I've ever played, and probably the best Dragon Ball Z game of all time. I mean, Dragon Ball Kakarot, I really enjoyed Kakarot as well, surprisingly. I actually really like that game. But my brother made a fair point. He said that, and going back to what I was saying about the whole, you know, DLC and things, the last game had around about 150 characters in it, third game, and you could import your characters from the previous game. Now, I say 150 characters, but you have to bear in mind sometimes, like, Goku Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4 would be classed as 5 characters, for example. But do you see what I mean? Now, yes, they're probably going to have Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and now Dragon Ball Super, right? Rightfully so. But he made a fair point, especially the way that Bandai work. It's going to be a DLC. I can just see it. And you know, we're going to be stupid because we're going to want to buy that. But I'm just hoping that they do put the time and effort to go, you know what, the last game had so many characters in it, and we managed to do it through unlocking and codes or whatever. Do we really need to charge people an extra 60 quid just to get a few extra characters? Come on, please. If you're listening, just make the game like... Take what you made about the third game, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, take all the characters from that game, and then just add Dragon Ball Super characters. That's all you gotta do. All you gotta do. Keep the fighting mechanics the same, keep the gameplay the same, maybe fine-tune it for modern audiences, upgrade the graphics and that, but please, just make it so much like the original. And this is why I'm so adamant that Time Splitters, if Time Splitters ever does come back, I'm very, like, I'd be balls to the walls, literally balls to the wall, like, with happy, but I'd be, like, so terrified that they're going to fuck it up with this DLC update through later on and all of this crap. But I digress, guys, you know. So I thought I'd just do a little video today and share with you some thoughts and what I've been playing and stuff like that. A little bit of news. And let me know, of course, what you guys are up to and how you're doing. Again, I just want to reiterate the stuff that's happening in the personal life isn't stuff that we are very happy about, but I understand what we're going through right now is something that could have a positive outcome, even to the point that we could potentially move. And if that does work like that, I'd be so happy if we can move back down to Reading, be close to my family. That's the end game with all of this, and I hope that's what we're going to work to and get sorted out. I'll keep you along for the ride, of course, but I do apologise that there hasn't been a video in a while. With everything that's happened this past week or so, it's just been pretty hectic and pretty crazy and very mentally draining, both me and my partner. I'm just going to say it straight out, right? We both have mental health issues, and we're just trying to manage the best we can and get the support you need. And I just want to give a big thank you to anyone that has helped us out in the past. And I do appreciate these sort of things. And if you're going through a similar thing, a lot of people don't want to accept the help, but if people are offering to help you, take it, because if you've got something in life that's worth living for, then live. I know what it's like to lose someone and lose people in my life, as I'm sure many of you guys have. And a lot of these people that I've lost in my life didn't have a choice, unfortunately. And if you're given the choice, then choose to live, choose to fight for what you want and be happy with who you are, and try to be who you want to be and be who you are. And like I said, that's why I went away on holiday, and that's the first time in 5 years that I actually felt like myself. I was able to go away, have a laugh, and be myself for 5 years. I had to basically take 5 years worth of crazy shit that's happened in my life and cram that into a 4-day holiday, and it was amazing. I loved it. And of course, if you're watching, Ryan, I really appreciate that holiday, and I hope to do it again, maybe next year. It will be a great time, and I really look forward to it if we do it again. And I think that's what we are going to do. And I think it's something that really I really appreciated. It weren't just about getting away and having time away from the kids. It was about being yourself. And I think a lot of people who are parents, if you are a parent, agree that even though when you're at home and you've got kids, you're never truly yourself, because you're always in that mindset of I'm responsible, I'm a responsible adult, I've got kids to look out for, I've got to do this, I've got to make sure, look after the house, or I've got to go to work, or I've got to manage these things. And unless you don't have the kids around you, you can't truly be yourself. Unfortunately, you can still be yourself to some extent, but you're never truly free from to be who you want to be, and be yourself. So, but I digress, guys. So, I will try and get some more videos done this week, if possible. Again, so I'm going to go and have a quick shave now. It's nearly 4 o'clock. Have a quick shave, get my daughter bathed and everything, get her all bathed and ready for bed. We're going to try and get her to sleep up here tonight, in the cot, so that's going to be a bit of a change, but that's why I've moved the big TV downstairs now, just because I thought, well, if she's up here now rather than downstairs, I'd rather have the big TV downstairs, because that's probably where I'm going to be most of the nights. But I digress, guys. Gran Turismo 6, fantastic game. I'm loving it. Let me know in the comments below what you've been playing. What's your favourite racing game of all time? And what sort of games are you looking forward to this year? What have you been watching? What have you been doing? How are you feeling? Just feel free to, stuff like that. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a like on the video. It really does help a lot. I do apologise that I haven't been around for a while. Don't worry about the hair. I am going to get it cut. I know I'm probably looking a bit scruffy right now. But a lot of stress and crazy shit's been going on this past week or so. So you have that week away where you no stress, no craziness, and you come back and it all sort of falls to pieces. That's the way of life, isn't it? But anyway, like I said, I'm trying to go in this as positive as I can, and try to get to the final goal. We're in the end game now, and just get there. I know the goal we want. Let's focus on getting there and do what we can. And if we do move and everything, you never know, guys, maybe that might be a good time to restart the game collection. I'm not making any promises, but I do want to restart it at some point. Let me know what game collection I should go for, because I think I'm just going to stick to one. And if I get a PS5, chances are it'll be a PS4/PS5 collection. What do you think? And as always, guys, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm not that often, I'm not on there that much, but if I am, feel free to shoot a message and stuff like that. And just if you're up for a chat or anything, I'm always down for that, providing I have the time. And as always, guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you possibly later on this week. But please don't be thrown off that I'm not doing videos anymore. I am still around. I just want to get things sorted out and do videos if and when I can. And as always, guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you soon. Take care, and bye-bye.